If I see it, I'll buy it. And I'm like, no, I really can't. I have to save my money. And it's really hard in Canada to find family doctors. I know a lot of you guys have been asking me about comp, the results of my comp. Anyone who has taken a CBSE, like, it is really hard. The men aren't menning right now, which is crazy. Then I took an unexpected trip to Halt Renfrew. Hey guys, and welcome back. Today's Monday, June 30th, and we are back home in Toronto, and it is pouring. I literally picked the worst day to run my errands, but I have to do it today because tomorrow is Canada Day. It's July 1st, and everywhere's gonna be closed. We are literally going out to get coffee. Well, yes, we're going out to get like actual physical coffee, but also coffee for my Nespresso maker because I haven't used it in years, and on the island I always have a Keurig with me. So we're gonna get some Nespresso pods, but I have to go to Square One to get the Nespresso pods. So that's where we're gonna go. And also we have to get some eggs, bread, and yeah, literally that's all we're gonna get because tomorrow's closed everywhere. Also, I came back yesterday on the 29th of June. I didn't film anything because honestly, with the recent vlogs that I've been posting on my channel, it's literally the same thing. I literally have no updates to give you guys, and honestly didn't feel like reposting repetitive content of me just traveling back and forth. It's literally the same thing. Nothing has changed. I know a lot of you guys have been asking me about comp, the results of my comp. I will give you guys an update on that. It's literally a very long story. Honestly, I have nothing going for me this week. It's literally just studying. So I'll probably give you guys an update sometime this week. So stay tuned for that. I'm not sure when. I have to organize everything and give you guys the 911 on it. I don't even think kids say 911 anymore. No, it's the 411. LOL. What am I saying? I need coffee. So I will give you guys an update on comp this week. I came back yesterday. I am so tired. I didn't get out of bed till like 12 o'clock. Like, I am drained. I was planning on looking cute, doing a full face, but I don't have the energy for that today. Like, I just don't. Like, I'm just so exhausted. Let's go and get our coffee and head to Square One. And honestly, I'm in the mood for some Chick-fil-A, so we might stop by and get some Chick-fil-A as well. So it kind of stopped raining. I stopped by Starbucks and I got myself a venti iced caramel macchiato because why not? I had a coupon for it. Might as well save money. And I also got the egg pesto mozzarella sandwich because you guys, oh my god, making a mess in my car. Because you guys know I tried this last time. I really liked it. I was just craving it when I was back, so I'm like, you know what, might as well just get it because I have not had breakfast because I literally woke up at 12. So we're gonna swish this around. First sip, bestie. It's so good. It's so good. I miss the taste of espresso. Like, I missed it so much. It was so good. It's so good. And plus I saved money, so it tastes even better. It is almost 3 o'clock. I know once I come back from Square One, I'm gonna be stuck in traffic, which is amazing. So I'm gonna eat my sandwich and then we're gonna head to Square One. And also, I am on a tight budget this summer. Like, I did end up getting my old job back at Sephora for Dr. Dennis Gross and Drunk Elephant. So because Dr. Dennis Gross now falls under Shiseido, they also fall under with Drunk Elephant as well. So during the summer, I will be working back in Sephora, helping with Dr. Dennis Gross and Drunk Elephant, which is amazing. Unfortunately, I couldn't get my nude sticks job back just because I haven't been working there for 3 months. So because you haven't been working for 3 months, you have to get rehired. There's a new manager, and so the manager that I was dealing with for the past like couple years, she ended up working with another brand, so I'm dealing with a new manager now, and she didn't want to take me on if I wasn't going to commit for a longer period of time, which is unfortunate, but like, I get it, I understand, because I'm only here for a month. So I don't have my nude sticks job just yet, but whenever I come back officially, I'm able to hop back on with nude sticks. But for now, we're just going with Dr. Dennis Gross and Drunk Elephant. So I have a couple shifts this month, which is amazing. At least I'm making some money. Yeah, it's gonna be really exciting. Back to my budget. We are on a strict budget, so that means no luxury shopping. We are sticking to the essentials such as food. I'm not gonna get a gym membership because I always have issues here. I'm not sure if it's just in Brampton or the GTA in general, but they don't sell like day passes. Like if you want like a 30-day pass or whatnot, it's like a long-term commitment pass. I realized I don't know why I forgot I had a treadmill in the basement. So ew, there's an orange Tesla, a Cybertruck. Sorry, I hate Cybertrucks. So I bought this treadmill during COVID. I got it under $1,000. I got it at a pretty good price, like $700. So I bought it during COVID, and it's just been stored in the basement. So I asked my mom to like organize the basement a little bit so I can use the treadmill, just so I can work out on my day to day. And plus, I didn't realize I had so much gym equipment in the basement. Like, I have weights, 10 pounds, 5 pounds, 3 pounds. I have all the bands. I just bought Amazon Pilates, like the ring and the ball, and it came today. So I'm just gonna go on YouTube, look at some workouts, and just work out at home, and that's gonna save me money on a gym membership. Also, I'm not doing Pilates because Pilates takes a lot of money out of your budget, and also I really don't like Club Pilates. Like, honestly, if I'm being honest, I didn't like the way I was treated when I was at Club Pilates, and I've been getting text messages and emails saying, hey, we want you to come back. Absolutely not. I will not go back to Club Pilates. Absolutely not. I will find another Pilates studio, but I'm not about to spend $600 on classes. Like, it's expensive and we have to try to save some money. Yeah, we are on a tight budget. Like, I'm literally serious about budgets. I saved a lot of money from not shopping as much. I do have my Sephora haul that I did buy from the Rouge sale back in April, and honestly, I told myself that's the last sale, and honestly, I mean it this time because I am not shopping the October sale this year unless I absolutely need something. Then I will restock on it. But if it's something that I want, if it's something that seems interesting to try, I'm not gonna buy it. So I will film that for you guys, and it will be up soon because I did buy a lot of new makeup, which is pretty exciting. And I think that's it for my Sephora hauls. Like, I'm literally changing my habits. I'm changing a lot of things because we do have to save up money, because again, this leads to the whole other story that I need to tell you guys, and I have to tell you guys at the end of this week because what I'm saying now is gonna make sense with what I have to tell you guys. Yeah, I know it's like very confusing, but yeah, let me finish my breakfast and let's head to square one. I literally ended up going to Victoria's Secret and grabbing some stuff, and I also grabbed some cute pajamas as well. I'm so excited, they're so soft. So let's go ahead and get some Chick-fil-A. I got my Chick-fil-A. They came out with a peach milkshake, so I'm so excited to try it. Thankfully, I parked underground, well, in the parking garage because it started raining again. So I'm like, yay, at least I'm not soaked because I literally left my rain jacket in my car. I have no idea where I parked. I wouldn't have walked past my car. Only this can ever happen to me. Wait, no, I found it. It was blocked by this humongous Ford truck. And of course, I come to the opposite side of the car. This always happens every time I get back. This is the driver's side. Okay, so let's do a quick haul of everything that I got. I literally tried my best not to walk into a lot of the stores because knowing me, if I see it, I'll buy it. And I'm like, no, I really can't. I have to save my money. So I went into Victoria's Secret because I needed new undies because the ones I have at my parents' house, like nothing fits. I went and I actually bought these cute pajamas, like the typical black pajamas. They're so soft and it has like this cute pink detailing. So cute. I needed to get the pajamas, and then I just got a few undies. Of course, I'm not going to show you guys that. It was just a quick thing. I just went in, I'm like, okay, I need this. And thankfully, all the associates at Victoria's Secret, they were so nice. Like, I absolutely love them. Because before, when I went in, I think it was like a couple years ago, they were like so mean. But like, they were willing to help. Like, they literally grabbed everything I needed. And I'm just like, I love that. Like, honestly, it was a top service. Loved it. Now at Nespresso, I have some tea because when I first went in, I was standing there for 15 minutes. I had no idea you were supposed to stand in a line at the cashier and order your pods. I didn't know that. I thought you could walk in, they had a display, you just pick it and go to the cashier. So I was standing there, no one's helping me, and I had to interrupt someone's service. And I'm like, sorry, like, where do I go? Like, I need someone to help me, like, where are the pods? And they're like, oh, you're supposed to wait in that line. Because when I first came in, there was no line. And now there was a huge line out the door. I'm like, I'm literally standing here for 10 minutes and you're gonna make me stand in the line again? And she's like, yeah, sorry. Well, I wish someone had told me that before because I've never been in the store. Because when I first got my Nespresso machine, it was like back before COVID, like back in like 2019, 2018. I got it on sale and I got like the entire setup and I used it during COVID, but then when I went off to medical school abroad, like I just never used it and it's just been in the basement. So now I can officially use it again. So thankfully, like the girl who helped me when I went back in the line, she was like understanding. She was like, she was so sorry. She spoke to me really nicely. I'm like, thank you, I really appreciate that. So I ended up ordering 5 of these to last me for the entire month. We got the Bianco Dipio, and these are basically repurchased. Like, she went through my entire history and she's like, okay, let's see what you purchased before. And I'm like, okay, I might as well because I think I like that one. I think I like this one. I also got the double espresso dolce because we love our lattes. I also got Malozio, and then I got sweet vanilla because I'm a big fan of vanilla. And then I also got the roasted hazelnut. I'm so excited because I enjoy making my own coffee. Like, it really burns when I have to spend like $7 on coffee at Starbucks. Well, I haven't bought a lot of Starbucks, so I saved a lot of money that way. I mainly have been buying Tim's, and Tim's with the app, you get like all these like discounts and everything. I really like that. I really like that saving money, but I don't always want to go out, get in my car, drive and get coffee. You know, sometimes you just want to be in your own home away from everybody's. And plus I have a strict study plan this month. I just needed my own coffee. So yeah, that's basically it. And then, as you guys know, I got Chipotle. I basically got the standard thing I always get, the spicy deluxe burger with fries, the sauces, and then I also got their peach milkshake because it's new. We have to try it. I've never honestly tasted the cherry. I'm not a big fan of cherries. Like, I've never liked cherries growing up. Even though my grandparents, they had like a huge cherry tree in their backyard. Never really was a fan. But let's try the peach milkshake. It's actually really good, not bad. I give it a 7.5 out of 10. It's very light, but I think the strawberry one was my absolute favorite. So it is 5:13. I am going to go and visit my grandma and my little cousins for a little bit because every single time I come back, I always have to go and visit them because I miss them so much and it's just so nice talking to them. So we're going to go visit them for a little bit. Then I have to go and pick up eggs, bread, and butter for my breakfast, and then we can go home and start studying. And I think I'll tell you guys the comp T later this week. So guys, this is Bruno. My cousins literally got a dog. So cute. I can't believe they got a dog. Say hi, Bruno. I've literally always wanted a dog and they got a Shih Tzu. So cute. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Today is Thursday, July 3rd. I cannot believe it's already the 3rd already. Also, happy Canada Day to those in Canada. And I know it's July 4th, so happy Independence Day to all my US watchers. I know July 4th is tomorrow. I know I have been vlogging a lot this week. Literally, my cousins, they got a dog. Honestly, I'm very shocked that they got a dog because literally in my house, my parents, I've been asking for a dog for so many years and I've never been able to get a puppy, which sucks. So they got a puppy. I was literally so shocked. At first, like, they scared me at the front door. They held the puppy up and I screamed because I thought that was fake. I don't even know what I thought. Like, it surprised me. And then it started running around in their house. I'm like, that's real. That is a live dog. I was like so shook. Like, I was literally so surprised they ended up getting a puppy. Apparently someone from my uncle's workplace had a litter of puppies and they were offered one. I got so mad because I'm like, hello, you didn't ask me if I wanted a puppy. Honestly, I don't even know if I'd be allowed with it in the house. But honestly, my uncle was like, if you show them the puppy, your parents will love it. Like, they'll fall in love with it. Like, I know, but I'm not even home to take care of a puppy. My lease doesn't even allow pets, unfortunately, or else I would have adopted a puppy on the island because there's so many puppies to adopt. So unfortunately, it's just like not a win-win situation. I don't want to get a puppy where I can't take care of it because dogs are loyal. Like, they get attached to their owners. So I just don't want to do that to the puppy. So I just have to wait for my turn to get a dog. But literally all my free time has been just spending quality time with that puppy. I'm not even joking. Like, every single day I'm going over there and just petting it, just playing with it. It's so little and it still hasn't gotten all its vaccinations. So yesterday it got some of its vaccinations and I just couldn't play with it, so I just sat there watching it. It's so cute. Oh my god, like, I'm gonna be there every single day. So anyways, today we are headed to the doctor's. I literally spent all morning booking all my appointments. If you guys can see, I have so much gray hair. As soon as I got home, like, all of this just started popping up, and I didn't plan to do my hair because then that's another couple $100 to do my hair. Unfortunately, I do have to go and get my hair done because this looks really bad, and I also do have to go for a cut anyways. It's fine, it's whatever. Money comes and goes, you know, but I just can't be out looking like this. So we have a hair appointment booked next week, and I know I have a unibrow growing in right now. My eyebrow appointment is on Saturday. There's a lot of appointments going on. We're going to the doctors because if you guys remember from, what was it, last year, I had a pap smear and they literally didn't even take a good swab, so I have to go and get that done while I have time now. I was supposed to get it done during Christmas, but there wasn't enough time, and if you guys know the Canadian healthcare system, it takes forever to get an appointment booked. Thankfully, I'm going like early. And also, my family doctor, this is a good one, my family doctor closed his practice. Ever since I was a baby, I've had one family doctor, and I've had him up until, what was it, 2021, and then he retired. So I guess like COVID, like I can tell like his patience was wearing very thin, and he ended up retiring. So since then, I have been trying to find a good family doctor. I had one, but she kept making so much mistakes, like I'm not even joking. Like, they were pretty big mistakes where she almost gave me a tetanus shot. She diagnosed one of my uncles with diabetes when he didn't have diabetes, and apparently that was a mistake. I just can't afford to have mistakes like that. I went to this other family doctor, and now I called to make an appointment. He closed his practice, so I'm gonna go to another family doctor, and I'm just so sick and tired of this. This is the thing with Canadian healthcare system. Like, all the doctors are closing their practice and doing something else because they are treated not so greatly here. And that's why a lot of like the doctors don't practice in Canada, don't go to school in Canada, go abroad and just get paid there. So it's just really annoying. Fingers crossed. It is 35. We should probably make our way to the appointment, because I also am struggling with waking up. Like, just being here, it feels like very different. I have to get acclimated to it. It's just been mayhem. I am really tired. I'm also trying to stick to my workout schedule. We are not doing Pilates. I don't know if I mentioned this already. So I'm like, why am I gonna spend another couple $100s, because we're all about budgeting, saving. Yeah, I think I did mention that. Oh my god, I'm getting so old. Okay, let's make our way to the doctor's. And we are here. Thankfully, it's not too hot right now. I really like this weather. Love it. And it's also sunny. The birds are chirping. We love it. So I just got back from my doctor's appointment, and honestly it went really well. I think I really like the new family physician, and she's also a woman, which is amazing, because as a woman, when you have a male physician, there are some things that males just cannot understand when it comes to women's health. So I really appreciate that she is a female. The appointment went really well. I got my blood work done and everything. I am glad, fingers crossed, knock on wood, I did not pass out. So I'm gonna go to Starbucks and get some breakfast. I feel like I'm just obsessed with their breakfast right now. I really can't, because Starbucks is really expensive. I'm gonna go grab that because I want to eat something before I actually do pass out. I registered with her as my new family physician, so I'm gonna probably tell my family about her too, because they've just been using walk-in clinic, because technically we don't have a family physician anymore. So that's really annoying, and it's really hard in Canada to find family doctors because a lot of them have left the practice, like mine did. A lot of them retired, and plus, like, there's a really horrible shortage, which is why they're changing a lot of the rules for international students, especially those who are Canadian born or Canadian residents, to come back and work in Canada by taking our step 1 scores and everything. That way we have a chance. So yeah, I'm glad I have a family physician now, so that's one thing checked off. So I do have to come back here next week to go over my blood work, make sure my iron medication is working and that my iron levels are stabilized and everything is just normal. This is kind of like overall kind of like a good like checkup appointment. I'm gonna go grab some breakfast and then we're gonna go home and start studying, and I think I'll tell you guys everything about the CBSE updates probably tomorrow, because tomorrow's Friday. I have nothing planned for tomorrow, so I'm gonna tell you guys all about it tomorrow. So I literally parked in the parking lot right by Starbucks. Literally, the Starbucks was like so close to the doctor's office. So we have our iced caramel macchiato. It's always my go-to. I haven't had this in so long. As you guys can already see, I already dug into it because I really needed it, because I did not want to start feeling woozy and faint, and there's no one here to help me. So good. I needed this sugar to keep me alive, and I needed ice. The barista wrote hello on it. So cute. The barista was so nice. I absolutely love when the baristas like love their job. It's very different when people love their job. It shows that they love their job, or they're very kind to people. That's something that I really love and appreciate. I also got the egg pesto mozzarella sandwich because this is my new obsession and it just tastes so good. I don't know, I just really love this. To be honest, I kind of love this over the Tim's breakfast sandwiches since they switched to making it with real eggs. I don't know, I'm not a fan of the taste. I eat it because like it's food, like it's whatever, but it's not my favorite. Okay, so we are currently at PetSmart because I'm gonna get something for the little puppy. His name's Bruno, so I'm gonna see what PetSmart has and just grab him like a little welcome toy and maybe some treats. This is my first time ever walking into a PetSmart, so we shall see how this goes. So we are currently by the dog section, I think, and I see some treats. So I'm gonna see what I can get him. This is very overwhelming because there's a lot of stuff in here. Okay, so this entire aisle is all for dogs. Okay, good to know. I just got back from PetSmart. Honestly, I love being in there, like shopping for a pet. I know like half of my money would go towards a puppy if I owned a puppy. I saw the cutest collars. I like picked out a collar for my future dog. Like that's how obsessed I am with this dog. Everyone in there was so nice and helpful. Like I had no idea what to buy because I don't have a dog. But the lady, she was so nice. She helped me out and I ended up getting these little treats, these little puppy bites. And then I also picked up this Peanuts dog toy. It was also on clearance as well. I didn't know dog toys were so expensive. So thankfully Thankfully, this was under $10 and I think it's actually really cute. So I got these two. Also, I got them a little puppy guide with like a bunch of like coupons and stuff. I thought this was really cool for them. I just love dogs. Like, I'm obsessed with dogs. I personally don't like cats. I've always had a really bad experience with cats. Cats are sassy. I'm sassy. And when you mix sass and sass together, you don't get a good pairing, because when I was younger, I visited Guyana and there's like a ton of dogs and cats there. One of my cousins, like, we were really little at the time. Like, I was 9, they were younger than me. I was taking a nap and they put the cat on my face and it scratched me. And I was so scared. Like, I was crying. And then my friend, she also has cats too. Like, she has a ton of cats. So I went to go visit her house like for New Year's Eve one time, and the cat farted on me. I did not appreciate that. Me and cats don't make a good pairing. I feel like they don't like me, I don't like them. I'm like, okay, we have a mutual understanding, you know? So I feel like I'm more of a dog person, because every dog that I've met, like, I love them to death. But yeah, I just love dogs. So yeah, I got them these treats. Hey guys, happy 4th of July to all my American watchers. I hope you guys are having an amazing weekend. It is currently 3 o'clock. I'm about to head out to Krispy Kreme to grab some donuts for me and my cousins. They have worked really hard this year, especially in the school year with everything that's going on. So I decided to go and grab them some Krispy Kreme. Before I head out, I think I need to tell you guys about my comm update, because I feel like I have been putting it off for a good while now. If you guys haven't guessed it, I did not pass my CBSE, which is unfortunate. So this entire semester has been just crazy altogether, because if you guys have watched my previous vlogs, you guys would have seen that throughout this entire year, I'll even put it up here for you guys, we had 9 quizzes, we had 2 CAS exams, which are basically our NBME question exams that are written by the professors. So these are expired old NBME questions that are selected by the professors from the NBME bank, and we're given to those on the NBME platform to do our questions. Those exams were 200 questions for about 5 hours with no 15-minute break, like how you get on comp. With all of that, it was just really hard for me, because when the comp came, so I'll tell you guys everything from the storyline, but I feel like I do need to tell you guys some of this information beforehand. So 2 semesters before I came to AUA, everything was all NBME questions. Like, everything was old, expired NBME questions that we were able to get. However, when we were back in Med 1, I specifically chose AUA because we were able to get NBME questions, which are very crucial, because when you go to start to write step, everything is NBME style. So in Med 1, we had the CAS exams. We call them CAS exams. They're basically like block exams, and they were all NBME questions. And we had about 2 exams that are NBME, but because of a lot of cheating allegations and whatnot, we got that taken away and our NBME was suspended. After that, everything was all professor written, but it was NBME style questions. And all of our exams afterwards were held on the platform Exemplify, which is like what we use now for our exams. There is a specific platform that you use for NBME questions. We also have it downloaded on our computers as well. It's called Max Secure Browser. But for our NBME exams this semester, we had used the school's provided laptops, so we didn't even use our computers. But typically for Exemplify exams, like our CAS exams, we would bring in our laptop. Like for this past semester, for our quizzes, we would bring in our laptops, and then we would do our exams on our laptops. Or like in the previous semesters, all of our exams were held on our laptops on the Exemplify platform. 2 semesters before our semester, so not the semester before me, but the other semester, everything for them was all NBME. And specifically with AUA, it's a 2.5-year program of basic sciences on the island, and the semesters that were there before us, their Med 5 was all Kaplan. So the semester before us, like last semester, things started to change and they implemented like a whole new curriculum for Med 5, and this was supposed to be better for us to have a better chance of passing comp, because as you guys know, when we have Caribbean medical students, it's going to be a little bit more tougher to pass it, because there are some things that you see on the practice questions that we haven't quite learned yet or touched on. So it's like a hit or miss, and plus like we have to make sure we measure up to our American and Canadian friends across the border to make sure that we are able to pass our step on the first tries, since step is pass or fail. So now that I kind of explained all of that, I hope you guys have like a better idea of how our curriculum works. So basically the first 2 years of the program, you've learned everything that you need to know from Meds 1 to 4, and Med 5, you're basically just prepping for the comp and the step. However, because they made so many changes within the past 2 semesters, our semester and the semester before us, and we are no longer using Kaplan for our Med 5, we had to try to go along with all the quizzes and exams. So we had 9 quizzes that were held every single week, and then we had 2 of our CAS exams, and each CAS exam tested a different system as well. But the thing that I struggled with the most is trying to combine all the information that we learned from year 1 and 2 into this semester, because when you're doing questions, like basically the only way to prepare for these exams is you have to review Pathoma, you have to do a lot of questions, whether it's RX, UWorld. I mainly did UWorld, but all of those are very time consuming, and when you do the questions, you have to typically do a block of 40 every single day. But as I was doing the questions, I realized I forgot a lot of information from year one. So that was kind of a struggle for me because every time I did questions, I would have to go back and review the topic because I'm like, I literally don't remember anything from this topic. So it was a lot of like context jumping for me and just trying to remember everything that I learned and try to combine it all together for it to make sense, because I did not want to memorize this information. I wanted to understand everything thoroughly so that way I'm able to explain it verbally and that way I'm better able to answer the questions. So with the quizzes, like every single week we had 9 of them. I did pretty well. I scored between the 80s and 90s. I had some that were like 70s and 60s, but I did overall pretty well on the quizzes. But the thing is, the quizzes were 0.5%. So they weren't worth as much, and each quiz only had about 10 questions. And it was based on a specific topic in each system, such as like thyroid disorders, anemia, stuff like that. And by the time you did the quiz and you realize, oh my God, this is my weakest topic in this system, there was no time to really go over all your weakest links because the next quiz was coming up and you had to prepare for that quiz. And then you had to make sure you prepared for your block exam that really came up so quickly. Like it was just an entire mess. I felt like time went by so quickly. And keep in mind, before the semester, I did make a schedule. We didn't get access to our portal until like a week or 2 into the semester, which was crazy because my schedule that I had made it on osmosis, testing each of the systems, when to take NBMEs. But when the quizzes came and you were trying to study with the schedule you made, it didn't really make sense because you were studying a different topic than was set for the quiz. So I had to create a new schedule and I tried to maintain it, but it was really tricky because if you forgot something, you would have to go and review it or else anything wouldn't make sense and you still have to know it anyways. So it was just a lot of going like back and forth. Time was like running out. I was getting very sleep deprived as well. I personally experienced a lot of burnout this semester, and when it came to the CAS exams, they were worth a lot. So I did really well on the quizzes, but when it came to the CAS exams, I did not excel the best. I basically scored between like 50s and 60s on my CAS exams, which is not like me because I would never score this low. Typically I score above like the 70-80%. It was just really a struggle because you have to combine all of the information you learned from year 1 and year 2, and I felt like I didn't have that dedicated study time or review time in order to make sure that happened. Also, to keep in mind, because our curriculum the way that it is and it's semestered, I know AUA is now becoming trimester, but for us, like the semester before us, last semester, their semester started in August. I believe it was late August. We had a 2-month break, if you guys remember that from last year. We got 2 months off. So they had 2 months to review and study all this information. Whereas for us, our semester, so last semester I was in Med 4 from late August to December. I didn't leave for Toronto until like a few days before Christmas. So our semester ended really late. And by that time you're done the semester, you want to take a week off. It's Christmas. You want to spend the holidays with your family. So we basically had maybe 2.5 weeks to review, as opposed to like the 2 months the previous semester got a chance to review. So we didn't have much dedicated review time to review some of the key high yield information that we needed to know. It was a struggle for us to do that. My comp was held on May 2nd, and for that it was 200 questions, all NBME. We also got a 15-minute break as well. I personally did not do as many forms as I would have liked to because there was just not enough time to do it. Like there was not enough time to do the forms because I was trying to pick up the slack and remember the topics. So when comp came around, like I was talking to my parents and everything, they were like praying that I do well. I'm like, guys, I'm not passing this exam. Like I knew I was not prepared well enough for comp, and I literally told them like, I am not passing this. Like I do not expect a passing score. And some of you guys might think like, oh, you're just manifesting to fail. Like no, like I was being realistic because I already knew my weakest topics, and when I was doing the forms, I was scoring between the 40s. Like I was scoring in the 40s for the NBME topics. That was nowhere where I wanted to be, and UWorld, my scores weren't the best either, and I was like, there's not enough time to do that. So by the time we finished all of our quizzes, our CAS exams, we probably had like a week and a half off solely for dedicated study for our comp, and that was honestly not enough time. I felt like we needed a lot more, like at least 2 months of dedicated study, so that way I'm able to focus on the things that I need to do, practice more forms, practice more questions. It was just all over the place. So when we got our scores back, I knew I didn't pass, but my score did had improved. Like I went from being like a 41 to like a 45. I jumped to a 47 on my comp score, and that's basically what I got on my comp. And it was like really bad because I knew I was missing a lot of the foundational information that I just couldn't remember, but I was glad to see an improvement. So with us not passing comp and the way that this is an actual semester, I ended up failing the semester. So because I didn't do well on the CAS exams, because they were worth more, I think around like 30 and 25%, and because I score between like 50 and 60 on them, I did not get the passing 70% to pass. I actually failed the entire semester. So my overall average was a 54.24. So I did not even make a 55% with by 0.8%. Like that's crazy. That's probably like 2-3 questions on the comp. You do have to get a passing score above a 55% in order order to continue the semester. If not, you were dismissed. So because I scored less than 55%, I was dismissed again. And I was just like, what? My second dismissal? Like, how does that make sense? And keep in mind, last semester, because we had a change of curriculum from Kaplan to this curriculum, there was a lot of leeway with the last semester. Like those who scored less than 55%, which was like a lot of the students, they were able to take a remedial CAS exam, because we do offer those here, where if you pass the remedial exam, you are able to sit for the step again. And if you don't pass it, you do have to repeat Med 5. So that was kind of it. Like you weren't officially dismissed. It was just kind of like a thing that they had to do. I definitely appealed this. I had the opportunity to appeal. And it wasn't just me. I believe there was about like 50, 60 people who had appealed, and we had like a class of 150 or less than 150. So I had appealed, and that entire process, it was annoying, but it was definitely stressful, because you're like, you just have to continue studying, like you have to prepare, because we were already given the dates for our remedial makeup exams for those who hadn't repeated the semester. And with Med 5, they make exceptions because this is just like a weird semester. In the cases of Med 1 to Med 4, if you scored below a 55, like you were kicked out, and you would have to appeal again for your seat if they would re-accept you. So for Med 5, like we all figured like we were gonna get accepted back in. Come a few days later, I got my appeal letter and they accepted me back in, and I just have to write my remedial CAS exam. And then if I pass that, I can sit for the comp. And then if I pass the comp, I can go ahead and take my step exam. And they accepted my appeal because I had passed every single semester with really good grades. I was involved. I didn't have any negative letters in regards to my professionalism or behavior or anything like that. They just accepted it, and they just sent us the promotions email stating that we have a second chance to write our CAS remedial. And after that, if we pass, we'll be able to write our comp. So we didn't get our appeal letters until like 2 weeks after we had written our comp. So a lot of time has been gone by. And when you're stressed about making sure that your appeal has been submitted, it's been accepted, and you're able to study, like you're not able to study before then. Like it was crazy. You're just stressed out. You're just really annoyed. So after we got our appeal letters back saying that like, hey, we're accepting your appeal, we're readmitting you, and you can go ahead and take the remediation exam. So that was about mid-May. So I basically had like a month and a half to make sure I prepared and studied. And then you guys saw my vlog that I posted. I had to go back home for a week because my visa expired on May 31st. So I had to go back home, get my visa renewed on entry when I came back, and then I just continued to study. During this month and a half where I was just able to study, review, do questions, like I saw a massive improvement in my score. I also did have a TA. He's a fellow AUA graduate, and he's currently doing his residency. He actually tutored me about twice a week to make sure that I was doing the questions right, the explanations were there. I was able to explain why I got this question right, why I got this question wrong, and he was able to guide me in that kind of sense to make sure that my scores did improve. And I also did practice a lot more NBME questions as well. So our remediation CAS exam was held on June 19th. So when the time came to do it, I was a lot more confident. I was like, okay, there might be a chance that I may pass this. And again, like if I didn't pass this, like it's fine, then I just have more time to study. So I took the CAS remediation. I was quite surprised there was like a lot of people there who wrote it. When we got our scores back, we got it back a few days ago, and the CAS remediation is all NBME questions as well. They are picked by the NBME bank, and the teachers just pick and choose the questions, and then they release our exam. And we didn't get the 15-minute break that a typical comp exam has. So we did it 200 questions, 5 hours. We wrote the remediation CAS exam. And then when we got our scores back, I did not pass the remediation, which is unfortunate, but I did see a huge jump in my score from going from a 47 to a 65. Like that's literally 2% from passing comp, because the passing score for comp is a 68%. You don't need the 70% to pass comp. It's a 68. So if I had just gotten a few more questions right, I know there was like about 5 questions that I was thinking about after the exam that I was like, I think I put the wrong answer for that one. I was just in between a few choices. I could have eventually like passed that exam, and I could have eventually gotten like a passing comp score as well, because you need a 68 to pass. I just saw a huge improvement in my score within that month and a half of just dedicated study. So that was pretty impressive. Unfortunately, I didn't pass the exam, but I was proud of myself for getting that improvement of my score. So unfortunately, because I didn't pass the CAS exam, I do have to repeat Med 5, which is unfortunate, but honestly, I'm just taking this as a blessing in disguise, because I did not pass this semester by 0.8%. I did not pass this CAS exam by 5%. So I'm like, okay, there has to be a reason for that. And with comp, you only get 5 chances to write the exam. Like our school only gives us 5 chances. So I was like, okay, I want to pass it on my second try. So I just have to make sure that I'm continuing to practice questions, continuing to meet with my tutor, continuing to practice NBME and do my flashcards, making sure I have have that retention, and just continue doing what I'm doing, because I did see a huge jump in my score within that month and a half of studying. So I was pretty proud of myself. So I know that I'm able to do it once I retake the semester and write our comp again. So the next time we're writing our comp would be in November. So it's still like a good while away, but this just gives me time to review the material, make sure I'm highlighting my weakest areas, and continue practicing questions, because comp is hard. Anyone who has taken a CBSE, like, it is really hard. They make it harder than STEP to ensure that you are able to pass STEP on the first try, since STEP is pass or fail. In our entire class, we only had about 25 students pass comp, and there were a lot of students who were able to repeat comp, and then there were some students who had to write the remediation exam. So say if I did pass the remediation CAS exam, I would have written comp on July 2nd, which is this past week, and honestly, I don't think I would have been ready. So when we got our grades for our CAS remediation, we had the choice to appeal our grade as well. Honestly, I didn't appeal the grade because I was like, okay, I'm proud of myself for getting a 65 on that exam, because that's such a huge improvement. But the next time that we would be eligible to write the comp would be in August, and I personally feel like I would not be able to be prepared enough for August to write it. And I didn't want to use up all my attempts, because I do know some people who have used up all 5 of their attempts, and I just don't want to be in that situation. So I'd rather just take my time to review, and if I have to repeat the semester, I do have to, but at least I know how to better prepare for these exams and continue doing what I'm doing, because it eventually worked and I saw an improvement in my score. So that's basically everything that happened. As you guys can see, that's why I was so like stressed out, and honestly, I just don't want to mention anything on my social media, because I wanted to explain to you all like the entire system and how it is. Because when you go to a Caribbean medical school, there are a lot of hoops that you have to jump through. There are a lot of extra exams that you have to take, and there's like a lot of preparations that you have to do. So it was just really annoying, but at least I know that I'm able to better prepare, ensure that I pass comp on the second try. Like, I just knew I wasn't gonna pass. I was being realistic. I didn't want to keep my hopes up. It's like, oh my god, yes, I'll randomly just get like a 70% when I'm scoring in the 40s on my forms. No, absolutely not. That's not how it's gonna work. When you are studying for comp, you do have to be realistic with yourself, and you have to be like, okay, like, you are not good at this topic, you are very weak in this area, and you have to improve your scores. And when you do these forms, you are gonna know your weakest areas, because you are gonna see a trend every single time you do your forms. Like for me, my weakest was constantly like micro and farm. Like I always saw the lowest scores in those, and ironically, I saw an improvement in my biostats scores as well, because those are typically really low, but they slowly improve. Every single time you do a form, you're gonna see your weakest areas on the insides of your NBME forms, and you just have to continue doing that and just working on that and improving it. So I hope this vlog isn't too long, but I hope that give you guys a sense of like what happened on my comp. And I do know there are a lot of other student situations that are similar to mine, and some of you guys may have passed comp, some of you guys may have been able to pass that on the first try and go on to STEP, and I'm so proud of you for doing that. But for others, we might need a little bit more time to gather all the information and make sure that we understand it, because everyone's learning strategy is different, everyone's journey is going to be different. Not everyone is going to be like a single linear line, so it just happens to be like this just happened to happen to me. Honestly, like, it's okay. I've accepted it, I've come to terms with it, and honestly, I'm not going to let anyone's opinions like judge me for how everything happened, because I personally know I did try my best this semester. I worked extremely hard. I even took time off of social media. I didn't let any distractions hinder my process. This was just like me trying to understand and comprehend all the information, and try to practice a lot of questions that I could, but eventually I did fall short. It's all good. I just have to go ahead and do my best for next semester. So I officially will not be leaving Antigua just yet, and I feel like this semester I definitely will be taking a lot more time for myself, going to the beaches and trying not to overwork and burn myself out, because I felt like I did that a lot this semester, especially with like the rigorous schedule that we had with our quizzes, our CAS. And the thing is like, even though like I could be mad at the school, they do take our feedback as well. So I definitely will be giving them a lot of feedback, because I feel like there should be a different way of doing this. There was also some mandatory sessions as well, as you guys saw in my previous vlog. I did attend those, but honestly, I felt like they didn't really help. I just felt like I needed that personal time to slowly study and just focus on making sure I get the questions, I understand all the information. I feel like that's something like I personally need to work at. Even though you can schedule as much as you can, if you're not retaining or learning the information, like that studying time is not going to be effective. So you just have to do what's best for you. Basically, what has worked for me has worked for me, and I'm going to continue doing that and continue seeing my score, because eventually I do want to be in the 70s and 80s. I feel like that is one of the safest areas. If I can get up to the 80s and 90s, that would be ideal. But yeah, that is basically my journey. So did not pass comp, but I have not passed comp yet. That is something I'm looking forward to achieving. And as you guys know, I'm always going to take you on this journey. I'm always going to be honest about my medical school journey in the Caribbean, because there's going to be a lot of students who are going to be in my position as well, and you're going to want to know this information and be aware. And the most I can give you is my experience, my honesty, my advice. I'm always going to be honest with you and share my experience when the time is right. So I hope you guys were able to take this as it is and hopefully learn from it. And if you were in my very position as I am now, you completely understand where I'm coming from and completely understand how I felt and all the things I've been going through. So it's definitely been a wild journey. Yeah, we are here. We are still studying every day. We are still getting up in the morning. We are still being positive. We are being grateful for our experience. And coming into medical school, we all know medical school is not going to be easy. It is definitely a marathon and not a sprint. We just have to keep going, putting our best foot forward and just ignoring all the negativity, all the hate, everyone who has opinions about our life. It's just really hard, and we just have to keep up the best that we can. One thing I forgot to mention is the students who scored between a 55 and a 70%, so they didn't pass the semester with a 70%. They also had to retake the CAS remedial. However, they still had the option to appeal their grade. So when you appeal, you can just appeal to just go ahead and straight write the comp. So the students who scored between a 55 and a 70, most of them appealed and they were able to go ahead and straight up write the comp. So if they didn't pass the comp on the second try, then we have the rest of the 3 chances to write the comp. Sorry guys, so I also forgot to mention this one thing. I'm just editing this video and I realized I forgot to mention it. Of the 25 to 26 people out of the 150 to 55 students in Med 5 who had passed the comp, those who had passed the comp but did not pass the semester, so passing the semester with a 70%, they were able to appeal, and because they had passed comp, they were able to go ahead and start studying in their dedicated study time for STEP. So as long as you pass the comp at the end of the semester, it doesn't matter if you pass or fail the semester. Once you appeal, you are able to move on and start studying for your STEP. And honestly, for me, I feel like I'd rather have not passed this time rather than not passing step 1 at the end of the day. With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and we are gonna go to Krispy Kreme, grab some donuts, and we're also gonna spend time with Bruno because I absolutely love that dog. Another thing I forgot to mention, I think this is also really important, is the students who did not pass last semester, so they scored less than a 55% or they scored less than a 70% and didn't appeal and had to write the remediation exam, or if they score below a 55, appealed and also had to write the remediation exam and they didn't pass their CAS remediation, those students that had to repeat Med 5, they got their tuition fee waived. So they got their entire Med 5 repeat for free. So that's something we're currently petitioning now because they just sent us a tuition fee bill today and we were like, how is this fair? Because last semester you guys waived their tuition fee and now you're not doing the same for us. And that's kind of the thing that's really annoying, because ever since they stopped doing Kaplan for Med 5, they made all these changes to last semester, and last semester they got a lot of leniency because of a lot of the changes that had differed from their previous semester. So for us, we're kind of getting the short end of the stick because all those mistakes and exceptions that they made for their semester were not given. And plus the semester that's after us, like their curriculum is also very different as well because they're making all these changes to the curriculum. Every semester is kind of like in their own little thing. So it's just kind of weird that we're not given the same grace. So we're currently petitioning to have our semester waived because we're like, how is it fair that last semester they got their tuition for free and we're not given the same grace? So that's also something that's really annoying and they were able to get. So hopefully they also give us our tuition waived. If not, then I feel like it's gonna stir a lot of pots and I personally just don't like that. And also a lot of the students who are on FAFSA from the States, they were having issues with getting their funds distributed towards them. They weren't getting it on time. They had applied for stipends and some of them weren't able to get their loans on time to pay off for the island stuff. For us Canadians, it's been very different because we have to take out private loans, but the interest rates are skyrocket high. That was pretty tough for the Americans because they weren't able to pay for a lot of the stuff. They weren't able to pay their rent on time because they weren't able to get their disbursements from their loans. So that was also one thing that was crazy. Some of them did get them, but they got them pretty late. That was also really annoying too. So it's definitely been a financial crisis across the board for a lot of the students with this. So hopefully they're able to waive our tuition. If not, then I feel like that's definitely going to start a riot. We are here at Krispy Kreme. I'm so excited. It has been a hot minute since I've had a Krispy Kreme donut. So we are gonna go choose all the great donuts and I'm so excited to eat. So we picked up our Krispy Kreme. Now we're gonna head over to my cousin's place and yeah, surprise him with donuts. Hi Bruno.
He's mine.
Hi Bruno. Bye Bruno. Hi, Bruno. Hi, Bruno. Wait, hi, Bruno. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Today is Saturday, July 5th. I cannot believe we're already completed a week of July. Like, that's insane how quickly time is going. We have my eyebrow appointment because, as you guys can see, I have a complete unibrow growing, and I literally tried to grow my brows as much as I could because I'm gonna get my brows done this week, and then a week before I actually have to leave to go back to campus, and then I also have to get my eyelashes curled, but that's gonna be at the end of the month. So we're gonna quickly go get our eyebrows done, and we are also gonna get some breakfast because I slept really late last night because I was up doing work and some editing. I am probably running on 5 hours of sleep. So after my eyebrow appointment, we are going to get coffee and breakfast. And I also have to do a lot of cleaning in my room because I have to organize a lot of my skincare from my PR packages because I literally just stuffed it in the closet the week that I was back because I had no time to actually organize any of that. And I also have to organize my clothes because, as you guys can see, I'm wearing a cardigan. It's a little bit too hot for a cardigan, but my clothes are literally all over the place. I literally have my summer clothes in a bin somewhere, and I literally have to go through everything and organize everything. Like, my room is in entirely chaos right now. It is 12:21. My eyebrow appointment is at 1 p.m. so we are going to leave early to avoid traffic because the traffic here has been insane. So let's go ahead and make our way to get my eyebrows done. So we are here at Mother Pluckers, ready to get our eyebrows done. Okay, guys, we got the brows done. Absolutely love it. I had to make sure I booked with my girl early because she's getting booked up pretty quickly, and thankfully I'm going to see her at the end of the month. And we had such a great conversation. Honestly, we just bonded over men because the men aren't menning right now, which is crazy. I finally have my brows done. Okay, now we're gonna go and get some breakfast because I am starving, and it is probably like 1:30 and I need to eat. Okay, so I said I was gonna get breakfast, and then I ended up going to the mall because I got an email saying that Victoria's Secret was having another underwear sale. Honestly, I feel like I should have just waited until I bought my underwear last week. Wait, I bought it this week. And then they had a sale coming up, so I ended up getting a lot. They had a sale for 10 for 55, and I personally have never seen that sale 10 for 55. Usually it's like 7 for like 44, 45. I bought a lot. I'm so happy with my purchases because these were all so cute. And honestly, the girls in the store, they were helping me pick the styles and the colors because I was standing there thinking like I was working like some biostats calculation because I couldn't decide which ones to get because they were all so cute. So I ended up picking 11. I know it's like 10 for 55, but honestly, I'm just like, you know what, I'm not gonna die if I just get another one. And it was just so cute. I couldn't decide because I was literally in that store for half an hour longer than I needed to be. So yeah, I bought that. Then I took an unexpected trip to Halt Renfrew. So when I was there earlier this week, I saw these Celine sunglasses, and they were so cute. They were very trendy on TikTok and Instagram. I saw a lot of them wearing it, and it's very different from the typical styles that I always go for with the black frames. And plus, I remember those YouTube comments saying how I buy always the same style of glasses. So I really wanted to change the style, and I feel like this is very different from what I already have. So I'm gonna show you guys. And also, I also purchased a little bag. It wasn't expensive, like crazy, and it was also on sale as well. And I thought this was really cute for the beach. I know I said I wasn't gonna spend money, but these were on sale. I just couldn't. Okay, let me show you guys. So for the bag, I ended up purchasing the Longchamps beach tote. I thought this was so cute, especially if I'm going to the beach, which I always do, like after a quiz or an exam. And she kept it in the little bag as well. This one's brand new, and I honestly don't own anything from Longchamps just yet. I think their bags are really cute, but I never had an opportunity to buy them. I love the black. This was between the black and the brown, but I thought the black really stood out, so I ended up getting this, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of use out of it. And then we have the sunglasses. I love Celine sunglasses. Like, I wear my black frame similar to this one all the time. It's gotten really good amount of use. Honestly, I love the sales associate who helped me out because she actually got me the crossbody case, which is actually so cute. She was like, I got you this, because she was taking a while in the back because she was looking for a brand new bag and also looking for the sunglasses, and she got me the crossbody. Honestly, I love it, and it's like leather. And let me show you guys the sunglasses. I think you guys are going to be relieved that I did not buy the same style over again. So this is the Triomphe metal sunglasses, and I got it in the shade gold. Personally, I wanted it in rose gold, but they didn't have rose gold. They had silver or gold, and plus I wear a lot of silver jewelry, so I ended up getting these sunglasses. And these are very different from what I typically get, and I thought this gives such a cute like little retro vibe. Absolutely love it. I think these are really cute for the summer, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of wear out of it because you guys know I always have sunglasses sunglasses on me. And plus, these were on sale. Like, when I saw the price, she came over here and she's like, you know, these are on sale, right? I'm like, why'd you say that? Why did you say that? Why did you say these are on sale? This is gonna be my new go-to sunglasses for the summer. And I didn't forget about breakfast. So the part of the mall that was in Square One, the Tim Hortons, is all the way on the other side of the mall. So I just ended up going to Starbucks and I got their white chocolate macadamia cold brew. And then I also got their turkey bacon breakfast sandwich because they didn't have the mozzarella and pesto because that was sold out because it's so good. So I ended up getting this. I haven't tried the drink yet. I love how they're all writing on the cup. We are going to taste this first. First sip, bestie. Oh, this actually tastes so good. Okay, I really like this drink. This tastes so good. I needed that. That hit the spot. I think this vlog is gonna be really long and I apologize for that, but so many things have happened today and there's so many things I needed to catch you guys up on. So apologies if this video ends up getting really long. I'm gonna try to edit it as much as I can to make sure you guys aren't sitting there for too long watching this. But I do appreciate you guys if you did make it to the end of this vlog. I always appreciate your love and support when it comes to watching my vlogs and supporting me throughout this journey. So I really appreciate it and I really do love your support and your kindness and everything in between. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you guys love watching my vlog, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below, turn on your post notifications, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.